Hi everyone, so welcome back to another video. I know it's been quite a long time since I've made any video and uploaded any video on YouTube. So first of all, please forgive me for that. And the reason was like I was super caught up in a lot of things. I had my visa interview, I had a lot of things to complete, documentation work, and a lot of work to do. So I didn't get any time to actually film a video. So finally my all work is complete and now I'm making this video for you all. So a lot of you might not know me. So my name is Gautam Agarwal and I'll be attending the University of Maryland this fall, and it's just a month left for my college to begin. So I'm super excited for this new journey. So please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. I'll be making regular videos. I'll be uploading various vlogs at the university and show you the campus life and my experience at the college. And apart from that, I'll be making various educational videos for you all. So kindly stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. So let's get started. So in June, the US consulate in India declared that they'll be opening various slots for US visa interviews, and like for students who are going to US this fall, they'll be opening various slots for them to apply for their visa and get the visa approved. So on June 14th, a lot of slots opened in all the cities in India, and a lot of students were facing a lot of challenges while booking because the site was crashing down very badly, and very few students actually got the slots that day. But we got the knack of it and we tried. We refreshed the page again and again while selecting our dates. So at 12 on June 15th at 12 in the night, I got my interview and OFC date, which was on July 21st and July 27th. So July 21st was my OFC and July 27th was my consular. So these were the dates that I got. So at that time also it was like I was thinking it's super late, but it was better that I had something in my hand. So yeah, so that's how it started. And after that, more slots opened, but I was not able to apply. I didn't get any better date than that because it was running out super fast. So what I did was like after a week, I applied for an emergency appointment. Um I applied for an emergency appointment and I stated my request that I have to go to the US early and reach at least 1 month prior to the program start date so I can get vaccinated there and quarantine myself as per the university's requirement. I wrote this because I had COVID just a month ago and I was not able to get vaccinated in India. So this was my emergency request, and I attached my 20 and 7 receipt and all the documents in the emergency request. And so within 2 or 3 days I got my emergency approved, and then I was asked to select a new date for my emergency, and luckily I got the date of 27th June and 29th June. So 27th June was my OFC and 29th June was my consular. So on June 27th, I had my OFC at 4 o'clock in the evening. I reached at 3 o'clock at the VFS Global Center and in Delhi, which is located at Shivaji metro station. So at 3:30, I was granted the entry into the VFS office, and I was asked only for my DS 160 confirmation. Apart from that, I was asked for my passport and appointment confirmation. So only three documents I was asked for, that is DS 160, my appointment confirmation, and my passport. So these three documents I was asked at the time of OFC, and luckily it was only 10 minutes process. I like the line was super less because it was like I thought a lot of students were only for emergency, so the amount of people were less there. The line was super short. I went in, and then the security check happened, and in the UFC I was placed in a line, and I went to a counter. So the person who was taking my fingerprints, he said that kindly place your left hand four fingers, right hand four fingers, and two thumbs, and then he took a photo of mine, and he also asked me to repeat my name and date of birth, so like it's a verification process. So this was my OFC, and they attached a sticker on my passport. There was a barcode on the sticker that I had to take on my interview date. So this was all the thing that happened at the OFC. OFC was super short, and I went in at 3:30, and I came out of the VFS office at around 3:50. So it was like just 20 minutes, hardly 20 minutes, I would say. So yeah, so this was about my OFC, and then I had a gap of 1 day in between, and then on 29th I had my visa interview. So my interview time that was scheduled, it was at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So I went at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was super scared because it is the main thing that will actually guarantee you that you are getting a visa. So I went to the embassy at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was granted entry right away. I went into the embassy at around 10:10, and the all the things that happened was that I was granted the entry. Then I went in a straight line, and then I was asked to give first. There was a counter where I had to show my passport. They checked the barcode on my passport that was attached at the time of OFC. They scanned it, and they granted me the entry into the embassy. So while I entered, there was no queue basically. So I just entered the embassy, and at first there was a security check. You were asked to remove all the your phone and belongings, and if you have any electronics like iWatch or kind of things, you can deposit it at the counter. So these were all the things that happened at the first place. And then after the security check, I went in, and there was a document verification section where a lady asked me for my DS-160 confirmation, my service fee receipt, my I-20, and my passport. So these were only the documents that were asked during the time of the document verification. I'll repeat it. It was a service fee receipt, it was my passport, and it was my I-20 and DS-160 confirmation. So I was asked DS-160 confirmation. A lot of students weren't asked for their DS-160 confirmation at the time of verification. So these four documents were only asked at the time of verification. After that, my the person who was verifying my documents said me that kindly go proceed for your interview. And then I sat on a bench. There was a queue on the bench, and the people were lining up by one for the interviews. Various counters were open. So I like my chance came in within 5 minutes, like after verification. I went to counter number 9 at Delhi's consulate. So the interviewer was so my interviewer was in late 30s, I guess. So the person who was before me in my queue, he was in, I guess, a master's student. So my interviewer rejected his visa due to some concern. I don't know. He handed him a slip that, sorry, I cannot approve your visa at this time. You can apply for your visa again. So I was super scared because this was the first rejection that I saw at the embassy, and like I was really super scared for my turn. And then my turn came in. I was literally shivering. So as soon as I proceeded for my interview, then I greeted the interviewer with, "Hey, good morning." He said, "Good morning. Could you please pass me your I-20 and passport?" So I passed him the I-20 and passport. So he looked at my I-20 and said, "Oh, okay, you are attending the University of Maryland." So he asked, "Why are you attending this university? Why University of Maryland?" So I quickly answered this question. Like out of 6 colleges I got acceptances from, I chose University of Maryland because of its focus on research and its ranking in top 20 for CS in the nation. So he was like, "Okay, fine." And then he typed something for like 20 seconds on his computer, and then those were the longest 20 seconds I've ever had. And after that, he asked me a question again, that how are you funding your education. So I said my father will be the prime sponsor of my education. He'll be funding my education, and he has this in his account. He has this FD of this much, and he has an annual income of this much, and he has shares and securities worth this much. So I answered this. So he again started typing for 20 seconds, and I was like, why he's continuously typing? And then he asked me a question. I don't know if it was a trick question or some kind of question. So he asked me, like, you said, if I heard you correctly, you said your father has this in his FD and this as his annual income. So I was like, he actually, the numbers were quite similar. So he said that this was equal, in the sense he said that you have this and this in your accounts, so the number was equal by according to him. So I corrected him, no, my father has this much in his account as his annual income, and a bit like 2 or 3 raise in his fixed deposit. So I answered that. So okay, I got it. Then after this, he again typed for 10 seconds, and then he asked me a question: what does your father do? So I said my father is an agro-based industrialist. So he asked me, what is an agro-based industrialist? Can you please define that for me? So I defined that for him, that it is like he owns a mill for like production of dal, wheat, and rice, and then he sells it to consumers. So he said, okay, got it. And then he again started typing for 10 seconds, and then he said like, are you taking an education loan? So I replied my answer. So he said okay. And then after this question, he was again typing for 5 seconds, and then he asked me the final question, that what are your plans after your education, like what are you planning to do after your education, undergraduate education in USA? So I said that in high school I founded a company named Queffer Technologies. So after my formal education in the US, I would love to continue that. So he said, okay, that's good. So he again started typing for 10 to 15 seconds, and then he said, please place your left hand 4 fingers on the scanner. I placed it, and he kept my passport. So I thought, I knew that my visa is approved. So as soon as I placed my fingers and the verification was done, so he said, congratulations, your F1 has been approved. Your passport will be delivered to you within 3 to 4 working days. Please follow the quarantine rules in the US, and I wish you the best of luck. So this was my interview, and I was super excited. I was super happy that yes, a big milestone has been achieved, and my US visa has been approved. So this was my interview experience. It was super short. Like I went in into the embassy at 10:10 in the morning, and I came out at 10:30, I guess. 20 minutes, hardly 20 minutes. So this was my interview experience, and I got my visa in like 2 days after my interview. So I was super happy for that. And a lot of students, like, let me tell you that a lot of students are getting their visa approved, especially undergraduate students. I haven't seen any rejection in particular of an undergraduate student. So you have a good chance of getting your visa approved. So let's come to the question, like which documents I carried for my OFC and interview. So I had this proper file with me. I had this file, and in this I carried all my documents. So first I had my appointment confirmation. This was my appointment confirmation. This was my service fee receipt, and this was my I-20, and this was my visa fee receipt, and this was my mark sheet of class 10th, and I have the acceptance letter of my university, and there were some financial documents that I have removed right now. So in financial documents, the documents that I carried was the also carried my fixed deposits worth, like there was a document of that fixed deposits and shares and securities, ITRs, tax returns, and bank statements, and my father's annual income that was written in that, and then DCA report, and they were all like, there were some for me few documents more. I'll list down the documents in the description box below for your reference. And at the time of OFC, or whether it was time of my interview, I was not asked for any financial documents. I was only asked for the documents that I listed in the video. There was like nothing super hard for me. They didn't even ask any financial documents, but it is highly recommended that you carry every financial document that you have, because they can ask for it anytime if they find you sus. So definitely please take every document, and I'll list down the documents needed for your interview. So this was my interview experience, and I got my visa approved. So thank you so much guys for watching this video. I hope you found this video useful in some way or the other. And please be I would like one thing I would like to tell you, that please be very confident at your time of interview. They want to see your confidence. Apart from the information that you give, they also want to see your confidence, how confidently you answer your questions. And apart from that, they also want to, like, please don't brag about anything there. Keep your answers subtle and short, to the point answers. Don't say too less or don't say too more. Just give the answers exactly to the point. So this is the recommendation that I'll want to give you to the students who are now going to apply for their visas, and carry all the documents and prepare a proper file for yourself. I'll list down all your documents. So yeah, so that's it, and I got my visa approved, and I'm super happy that my college is starting soon. So just stay tuned and watch my videos. I'll be making a lot of videos in the future. So stay tuned, and also I'll be uploading my extracurricular videos soon. So kindly stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. Till then, take